Hello, Immortal News family, and welcome back to our channel. In the last 24 hours, we have received the somber news of the passing of extraordinary talents, and today's episode is dedicated to honoring their memory. Before we start, we kindly ask for your support. If this video or the legacies of these remarkable individuals have touched your life, please consider giving this video a thumbs up as a sign of respect and remembrance. Thank you. Number 7. Elegance is not about being noticed, it's about being remembered. Giorgio Armani lived and breathed that philosophy. At 91, he passed away peacefully at his home in Milan, leaving behind a world he helped reshape, one timeless silhouette at a time. Born in Piacenza, Italy, his journey began far from the runways. He once studied medicine and served in the military before trading textbooks for textures. With a keen eye and relentless dedication, he rose from a window dresser to the visionary behind one of the most influential fashion houses in history. In 1975, he launched Giorgio Armani S.p.A. It wasn't just a brand, it was the start of a movement. Armani reinvented how we view luxury, soft tailoring, neutral tones, and an effortless sense of refinement. His unstructured jackets and relaxed fits redefined business wear and reshaped wardrobes from Milan to Manhattan. His work in Hollywood, especially styling Richard Gere in American Gigolo, cemented Armani as the go-to designer for film stars and red carpets. Quietly powerful, his design spoke louder than trends ever could. Beyond design, he built a global empire that reached well beyond clothing. From cosmetics to high-end hotels, Giorgio Armani became a mark of true sophistication. He embraced innovation, broadcasting fashion shows online before it was common, and even brought style to luxury technology. But Armani was more than a maestro of style. He was a mentor, a philanthropist, and a leader with heart. Appointed a UN Goodwill Ambassador in 2002, he championed causes quietly but consistently. His commitment to excellence inspired generations. Donatella Versace said it best, "The world lost a giant today. He made history and will be remembered forever." He is survived by his beloved family, including niece Silvana and sister Rosanna. His business remains in trusted hands, staying true to his vision. Though the man is gone, his presence lingers, in every soft jacket lapel, in every red carpet look, and in every person his art inspired. Giorgio Armani changed what it means to be iconic, and now he belongs to eternity. Tributes to Giorgio Armani. News 6. It's up to us to care about the wild, the written, and what remains after we're gone. Those words from Patrick Hemingway often echoed the spirit of his life, a man devoted to both the adventure of nature and the preservation of art. Patrick Hemingway passed away peacefully at the age of 97. He left behind a legacy that spanned continents, disciplines, and generations. He spent over 2 decades exploring and working in East Africa, first as a professional safari guide, then as a conservationist and educator. His time in Tanzania shaped his life. There he taught wildlife management for the United Nations, blending science with deep respect for the natural world. But Patrick's influence didn't stop in the field. As the only surviving child of Ernest Hemingway, he became the careful steward of a literary legend. He edited and published his father's unfinished works, including True at First Light, and brought new clarity to classics such as A Movable Feast and A Farewell to Arms. His editorial work was praised for honoring his father's voice, while guiding fresh generations into the Hemingway world. Patrick was admired as much for his mind as his heart. He spoke several languages, had a sharp curiosity, and loved both wild animals and poetic ideas. Friends and colleagues remember him as thoughtful, open-hearted, and filled with quiet strength. His grandson, Patrick Hemingway Adams, paid tribute by saying, "He was a larger-than-life paradox from the old world, a dreamer with a scientific brain." It's a phrase that captures so much of who he really was. Above all, Patrick Hemingway believed in legacy, not just his father's, but his own. Through writing, teaching, and living fully, he passed on something enduring. He is survived by his wife Carol, his daughter Mina, and many others who loved and learned from him. He died from natural causes at his home in Montana, where the mountains met the sky he once crossed on safari. Patrick's remarkable journey connects the past with the future, literature with nature, and shows us how to carry a story forward, one page and one footprint at a time. Tributes to Patrick Hemingway. Number 5. Her life was a testament to the possibilities that result when preternatural talent intersects with constitutional inhibition, reflected Garth Green in Gallery. That spirit followed Rosalyn Drexler through every moment of her remarkable 98-year journey. From the New York art scene to wrestling rings, Drexler refused to stand still. She painted with cinematic boldness, wrote with humor and heart, and tackled subjects many feared to approach, examining gender, violence, and justice through vivid lines and fearless prose. Her early days in the Bronx shaped a voice unlike any other. In the 1960s, her pop art stood beside giants like Warhol and Lichtenstein, but spoke in her own bold tone, brilliant, critical, and entirely her own. Magazine clippings, pulp images, and movie stills became compelling art pieces pushing against societal norms. Many knew her visual work. Fewer realized she also wrote 9 novels and 10 plays, winning 3 Obies and an Emmy. Her collaboration with Richard Pryor on Lily Tomlin's TV special remains a golden chapter in comedy and television history. Before that, she took on a whole other stage, as Rosa Carlo, the Mexican Spitfire, a professional wrestler who brought strength and strategy to the ring. That same power flowed through all her later projects, especially her writing about identity, society, and shame. Her career was a study in reinvention. Whether crafting stories, directing plays, or blazing trails in male-dominated fields, Drexler never tired of pushing limits. She mentored young artists, advocated for women's voices, and brought fresh urgency to every medium she touched. Rosalyn Drexler passed away peacefully at age 98. Her death followed a long and luminous life dedicated to expression, justice, and deep imagination. She is survived by her 2 children. Details of her memorial are not yet released. She once said, "I start where others stop." That's exactly how she lived. The art world, literary circles, and countless admirers feel this loss deeply. But her voice, restless, colorful, and courageous, endures in every work she left behind. Tributes to Rosalyn Drexler. Number 4. Perseverance. That's what Phil Barkdoll taught us, how to stand tall, even when the odds are stacked high. There was nothing flashy about Phil. He didn't need it. His strength came from grit, heart, and a quiet dedication that spoke louder than words ever could. Known for carving out his place in the fast-moving world of NASCAR, Phil didn't just drive, he built, believed, and inspired. Passing away at the age of 87, Phil's journey leaves a powerful legacy. He chased his dream not just as a driver but also as a team owner. At tracks like Daytona and Talladega, he became a symbol of hope for the underdog. Without major sponsors or factory teams, Phil still showed up year after year, qualifying his self-owned cars and running with the best in the sport. Fans remember his fearless runs at the Daytona 500. Whether he was navigating the draft or walking away from high-speed crashes, Phil's steady courage never wavered. Perhaps his greatest victory wasn't found in wins, but in the way he never gave up. Throughout his career, Phil also lent a hand to others, fielding cars for fellow drivers, offering advice, and quietly paving the way for new talent. What set him apart wasn't just skill. It was kindness, consistency, and staying true to his roots. Phil passed peacefully in Vinton, Iowa, surrounded by family. Though he faced health challenges late in life, his spirit remained as strong as ever. Tributes from drivers and race enthusiasts across the country reflect the deep admiration held for a man who showed what heart and determination really mean. He leaves behind a meaningful legacy, one built not on fame or fortune, but on dignity and drive. The motorsports world has lost a true original, someone who reminded us all that passion doesn't depend on budget or backing. It starts and ends with love for the race. Phil Barkdoll wasn't just part of NASCAR's history, he helped shape it. Tributes to Phil Barkdoll. Number 3. The girls that get it, get it. The girls that don't, don't. Rolling Ray turned phrases like this into culture-shifting moments. His voice, funny, bold, and grace-filled, was instantly recognizable and impossible to forget. At just 28, Rolling Ray, born Raymond Harper, passed away due to complications related to his health. His journey was one of triumph, visibility, and truth. First rising to fame through viral videos on social media, Rolling Ray lit up platforms like TikTok and Instagram with his confident energy. From his unmatched catchphrases to his blunt honesty, he quickly became a standout figure in the digital entertainment world. He didn't just exist online, he owned every space he entered. His appearances on shows like Catfish and Divorce Court turned heads and won fans, while his reality TV work on Zeus Network, including Bobby I Love You, Purr, and The Conversation, showed his range and star power. Behind the camera, he held an executive producer title, proving he wasn't just talent, but also a visionary. What separated Ray from so many was his transparency. Living with paralysis, he broke barriers and became a symbol of strength and self-love in the disabled and LGBTQ+ communities. He shared it all, his highs, his hospital stays, his comebacks, with a smile, a wig laid to perfection, and his famous period. In 2021, he survived a life-threatening fire accident. In the years that followed, he faced additional health battles, including COVID-19, pneumonia, and a serious blood infection. Still, he remained online and honest. Fans rallied around him. They didn't just watch, they connected. The Zeus Network shared, "Your laughter, light, and loving spirit will live on forever. We love, thank, and will miss you always." Rolling Ray was more than viral moments. He showed people how to live boldly, speak their truth, and wear their pain like a crown. His legacy lives on in every person who saw themselves in him, real, raw, and radiant. He is survived by his loving family, who continue to receive an outpouring of love from around the world. Funeral service details remain private for now. The world lost a light. Digital spaces won't be the same without him. Tributes to Rolling Ray. Number 2, it is not the trauma that defines us, Robert Jay Lifton once said, but what we do with it. Few lived that truth more deeply or shared its message more powerfully. Robert Jay Lifton, who passed away peacefully at the age of 99, reshaped how the world understands war, violence, and the human spirit. As a pioneering force in psychiatry and history, he asked questions few dared and listened to the silenced voices of survivors around the globe. His early years in the Air Force, serving in Japan and Korea, changed the course of his life. Witnessing the aftermath of the atomic bomb in Hiroshima stirred a lifelong mission to explore trauma not only as pain, but also as potential for renewal. He went on to write over 20 groundbreaking books, including Death in Life, Survivors of Hiroshima, which earned him the National Book Award. His work helped define a new domain, psychohistory, blending personal experience with historical events to uncover deeper human truths. Another of his landmark books, The Nazi Doctors, examined how healers became agents of death. This chilling, courageous study earned the Los Angeles Times Book Prize and remains a critical reference in discussions of ethics and genocide. Lifton did more than write. He taught at leading universities like Yale, Harvard, and QNY, inspiring new generations to explore the moral dimensions of science and history. He helped found the International Physicians for the Prevention of Nuclear War, a group that received the Nobel Peace Prize for its vital advocacy work. Outside academia, he wore many hats: mentor, activist, cartoonist, and father. Colleagues often recalled his gentle humility and endless curiosity. One friend said, "He brought wisdom to places the world preferred to forget." Even in his later years, Lifton spoke out against war and the spread of nuclear weapons. His life was a model of empathy, courage, and a tireless search for meaning. He was predeceased by his wife, writer Betty Jean Kirshner, and is survived by their 2 children. He died from natural causes in Truro, Massachusetts. Robert Jay Lifton's influence stretched far beyond the classroom or the page. He taught us that understanding trauma is the beginning of healing, and that in the darkest chapters of history, the human spirit still seeks light. Tributes to Robert Jay Lifton. What's trending on the internet? News 1. Let's talk about Anna Delvey, 34 years old, once known for her bold escapades in New York's high society, and famously profiled in the hit series Inventing Anna. After serving nearly 4 years in prison, Anna opened up about a personal struggle many can relate to: gaining weight behind bars. She shared that vending machine snacks like Cheez-Its and a lack of healthy options left her feeling self-conscious and embarrassed about her appearance once released. But Anna's story doesn't end there. It's all about renewal. Now living in New York and still facing house arrest with an ankle monitor, Anna has lost an impressive 40 pounds. She did it with daily 4-mile walks, healthy eating, and beauty routines. Not through fad diets or extreme drugs. Anna is honest about the ups and downs, admitting that trendy medications left her feeling down, and she prefers simple movement and self-care instead. These days, Anna is focusing on creativity, designing art in her new city apartment and working on exciting new projects. Her journey reminds us that no matter what ups and downs life brings, even those as dramatic as prison and courtroom battles, there's always room for fresh beginnings. Anna Delvey's story will be remembered as one of transformation, resilience, and the power to start anew. News 2. If you grew up with the iconic 90s sitcom Boy Meets World, you'll remember Danielle Fishel, who brought the beloved character Topanga Lawrence to life. Now, at age 43, Danielle is touching hearts once again. by sharing some deeply personal news. She recently revealed that she's been diagnosed with a very early, non-invasive stage of breast cancer. With incredible courage, Danielle explained that her cancer, known as ductal carcinoma in situ, was found at stage 0, meaning it's highly treatable and was caught before spreading. Danielle's openness is inspiring fans everywhere, reminding us of the importance of regular screenings and early detection. Through her journey, she's not just teaching us about resilience, she's a shining example of hope and strength, showing that facing challenges with grace is a legacy worth celebrating. We're sending Danielle all our support and remembering her as the inspiring figure she's always been, both on screen and off. News 3. Here's a heartfelt update for all Lady Gaga fans and music lovers. Just minutes before she was set to light up the stage in Miami, Lady Gaga made the difficult decision to postpone her concert at the Kaseya Center due to a vocal cord issue. The iconic star, known for her powerhouse performances on the Mayhem Ball Tour, shared a sincere message with fans, saying her voice was extremely strained and that her doctor and vocal coach urged her not to perform, to avoid risking long-term or permanent damage. Gaga's care for her craft and her audience truly shines in moments like this. She spoke openly about how agonizing this choice was, but emphasized her commitment to keeping her voice strong for years to come. Fans can look forward to her upcoming shows in New York, including a special appearance at the MTV VMAs. Though tonight's Miami show was postponed, Lady Gaga's dedication to her art and her fans is a powerful reminder of the importance of health, perseverance, and respect for one's limits. She'll undoubtedly be back, stronger than ever, bringing joy and inspiration to audiences everywhere. News 4. Sometimes life brings challenges that test our hearts in unimaginable ways. Caitlin, known to many as OK Baby's mom, recently opened up about her journey through grief after the heartbreaking loss of her son in a car accident, during which she herself also suffered a serious brain injury. Now in her 20s and living in California, Caitlin has bravely shared with her online community that coping with depression and recovery led to a 20-pound weight gain, a struggle familiar to many. While describing her experience, Caitlin candidly spoke about the realities of finding comfort in food and how the habit of ordering takeout became her routine during difficult times. Yet, even in the midst of sorrow, she's looking forward. With openness and determination, she's exploring new ways to take care of herself, including healthier home-cooked meals, and considering weight management options with the hope of feeling better, physically and emotionally. Caitlin's story is not just about loss, it's also about resilience, honesty, and the courage to ask for help and make change. As we honor her strength, let's remember the importance of community, mental health, and kindness. Her willingness to share this journey inspires many to reach out, support each other, and embrace hope, even in the hardest moments. News 5. Football legends Randy Moss, age 48, and Deion Sanders, 58, have always inspired fans with their talent. But this year, they shared something even more profound, a story of friendship, faith, and resilience. After Moss was diagnosed with bile duct cancer in 2024, he stepped away from ESPN to focus on his health, leaning on his family and faith as he fought through treatment. When his longtime friend Deion Sanders learned he too faced a battle with cancer, he reached out to Randy for advice and support. Moss, drawing on wisdom from his wife Lydia, encouraged Deion to let his loved ones in and embrace their support. The message resonated, with Sanders later thanking Moss for lifting his spirits during such a difficult time. Today both men are in remission, reminding us all that even the greatest champions sometimes need a helping hand. Their story is a heartfelt reminder of the power of community, kindness, and never giving up, on or off the field. News 6. If you've ever watched the Irwin family spread their passion for wildlife, this story of strength will warm your heart. Bindi Irwin, now 27 and beloved daughter of the late Steve Irwin, has been on a private 13-year journey battling endometriosis, a condition that affects millions of women worldwide but is often misunderstood. After years of chronic pain and uncertainty, Bindi shared that she recently underwent 2 life-changing surgeries, removing 51 lesions, a chocolate cyst, her appendix, and even repairing a hernia from childbirth. With her trademark positivity, Bindi says she is finally feeling like herself again and regaining her strength, an emotional milestone after such a long struggle. She hopes her experience can break the stigma around women's health and bring comfort to anyone facing similar challenges. Through her voice and her advocacy, Bindi reminds us all, no one should feel alone in their journey. And as she continues her conservation work with her family in Australia, Bindi's courage and honesty will inspire women everywhere, leaving a legacy of hope and understanding for generations to come. Here's a bit of big music news for fans who remember the raw power of punk. The legendary Sex Pistols have postponed their long-anticipated 2025 North American tour, after guitarist Steve Jones suffered a broken wrist. Steve, who is turning 70, shared the news himself. He joked that there's good and bad news, but he's in good spirits and doctors expect a full recovery soon. This tour would have marked a special moment, the band's first true US run since 2003, and featured Steve Jones alongside original bandmates Glenn Matlock and Paul Cook, with Frank Carter stepping in on vocals. Fans were especially excited to hear their groundbreaking 1977 album performed live, from start to finish, in honor of the Pistols' 50th anniversary. While disappointed, loyal fans are sending Steve their best wishes and looking forward to the group rocking on again, once he's fully healed. The Sex Pistols' rebellious spirit continues to inspire generations, and if history tells us anything, their return to the stage will be worth the wait. Number 1. She brought stories to life with a glance, a smile, or a song. Pia Velsi, born Elpidia Sorbo, carried the warmth of Naples and the soul of Italy into every role she played. She passed away peacefully at the age of 101, after a life filled with music, laughter, and the applause of generations. In her early days, she was known as Nuovo Fiore, lighting up stages as a singer in the vibrant Neapolitan music scene. Her recordings from the 1940s introduced her voice to hundreds of homes. But it was on the theater stage, where she stepped in for Rosalia Maggio, that Pia's long journey as an actress truly took flight. Over the next 7 decades, Pia became a cherished figure in Italian theater and film. From the heartfelt streets of Naples to national stages and screens, she brought an unmatched sincerity to her characters. Her roles in celebrated films like Così parlò Bella Vista, 32 Dicembre, and Parenti Serpenti revealed her rare gift, blending joy, sorrow, and humor with ease. Audiences adored her as Nonna Trieste, wise and feisty, in Mario Monicelli's Parenti Serpenti. Directors like Nanni Loy and Renato Castellani admired her instinctive presence and deep emotional range. She wasn't just acting, she was living the part. Colleagues often recalled her generous spirit. She mentored young performers, offering encouragement and quiet wisdom. Despite her fame, she remained deeply connected to her roots. Her love for Naples and its traditions never faded. As word of her passing spread, tributes came from across the Italian arts world. One colleague shared, "Pia Velsi illuminated the Italian stage and screen with grace and humanity. She helped shape the soul of our cultural heritage. She leaves behind no publicly known family, but a vast artistic family, and countless admirers carry her memory forward." Her performances continue to echo, reminders of a woman who poured her entire being into her art. Pia Velsi's story teaches us the beauty of perseverance, passion, and humility. Her voice, her presence, and her light will never be forgotten. Tributes to Pia Velsi. She gave a voice to the unheard and brought stories from the shadows into the global spotlight.